Hey guys, so today I'm typically gonna discuss a few topics in C++. So this is something which I am trying to do so that it improves my skill as well as my speaking abilities. So here it goes. So today we're gonna discuss about um, static conversion and non-static conversion, which is like implicit type conversion and explicit type conversion. So in C++, what happens is we have a compiler which takes care of few optimizations while it's processing the lines of codes, and we can instruct the compiler to either either do an implicit conversion or an explicit conversion. So we don't have to define it for an implicit conversion. So in that case, compiler takes the ownership of it. But in case of explicit type conversion, we can define the compiler what it wants to do. So basically, what happens is in let's talk about the implicit type conversion first. So when a compiler um, does the type conversion, like for example, when you are printing a, let's say there's a variable defined flow double a equal to 5.0, and you did stdc out a variable, then what the compiler will do is it will implicitly convert the value to an integer, and it prints just 5 because any value which starts with a decimal with 0, like 5.0, so the point 0 is automatically implicit down to the integer value. So that's how the compilers work. It optimizes um, it optimizes there by doing an implicit conversion. So that is one of the examples of implicit conversion. There could be many. So for example, a 0 and 1 in an if condition uh, is considered equivalent to boolean false and true. So if a is equal to 1 or a is double equal to 0, which means it's either true or it's false. So 1 or 0 is another, let's say, a conversion which the compiler does automatically. Now, there's a second type of type conversion, where the author takes the ownership of the variable and says, no, 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 wait, compiler, I will take the ownership of this variable. I am totally responsible for it. I know what I'm trying to do. So that's where we have two types of type conversions. One is static cast and the other is dynamic cast. So static cast is the one which is most often used, and static cast is more faster, uh, performant more performant as compared to the dynamic cast, because at static cast the compiler statically converts the value into the required type, whereas in dynamic cast that is done at the runtime. So runtime is like after the linking has done, and when the program is running at that time, if there is any dynamic cast because of polymorphism or any other sort of thing, that is when the dynamic cast comes into picture, mostly for the polymorphic classes to be dynamically casted into some of its child class. That is where the dynamic cast comes into the picture. But a static cast is something like you want to do a static cast of a float to an int. That is something which the compiler can handle by himself, because it understands that, hey, the owner wants to convert double value into an integer value, and I can do it myself. I don't have to wait it for the runtime. So that is the usage of static cast. um, so I wanted to discuss this, so hope you like this video. Cheers.